Hello everyone, today I'm at Clavell Tower in Dorset. Clavell Tower is another Landmark Trust holiday let. This one sleeps 2 people and I'm here near the end of November, so I've been very lucky with the weather. I'll take you inside, show you around, and then I'll do a bit about the history of the property in the area, and I'll show you some pictures of the coast and all that what's around it, because this is a beautiful place. The whole area is really, because you're just surrounded by water and greenery out on your own on the end of a cliff. This one's awesome, this is. Right. So there's one room on each floor. So it's only quite a small building really. And on the bottom floor you got the bathroom. I quite like the bathroom. Your toilet and your sink. Keep the blind down, otherwise walkers that go by can see you. I like the bath. I like the shower. There's no bath in this one, but it's a very nice shower. I like that. So that's the bathroom, and I'll take you show the rest of the place. There is quite a few steps in this place that go round and round. Every room is round, every room's the same size. So it is quite a small one. This is the kitchen. Got everything you need though. Fridge, cooker, microwave, kettle. Every room's got good views as well. Either just out across the fields or out to sea, and the views get better and better the higher up you go. So that's the kitchen, and this will go up to the bedroom. So in the bedroom you've just got literally one double bed, because it just sleeps 2. It's great waking up to all of these views. Oh, and this one here, you can go outside. Oh, quite windy up there. So you got a bench out there that you can sit at, but whoa, quite windy. Probably really nice in the summer though. Whoa. And then up the top floor you've got the living room. And because it's so small, you've only got 2 armchairs, not even room for a sofa. But the views are awesome from this place, either out over the fields or out over the ocean. And Clavell Tower was built in 1830 to 1831 by the Reverend John Richards. So a reverend built this place, and it's owned by the Smedmore Estate. And the Landmark Trust have got it on a 99-year lease. It's grade 2 listed. And the interesting thing about this building was, I'll show you where it originally was later on when I go outside, but they dismantled it and re-erected it here. And they dismantled it every brick by brick, and then, recorded it all, and then put it back together again further in to save it basically falling off the edge of the cliff because of the erosion. It was about to be lost forever, and they saved it. So and now you can come and stay in it as a holiday let. But it's one of their most expensive ones that sleeps only 2 people. I'm here near the end of November, which is literally about the cheapest time you can come, really, and it was $768 for this one. Monday to Friday, 4 nights. Check in Monday, check out Friday morning. Yeah, I think it took them 2 years to dismantle it and put it back together, so from 2006 to 2008, and they opened it as a holiday let in August 2008. And I think it's quite expensive because I think one year it was the fastest holiday let sellout in Britain. So I booked this 2 years in advance, and I was quite lucky to get this. There were several dates I put in before this one that had already gone within literally minutes of them opening the bookings for that year. So I booked this back in 2023. It is lovely though. This is an awesome building. It's really different as well because, well, it's a round building for a start, and I don't know, it's the views and that, innit? It's where you are. That's what they can charge for, I suppose, because you got the coast path right on your doorstep and that. I might add a bit to this video walking some of the coast path to show you how beautiful it is round here. Anyway, that's the property. So I'll add a bit more onto the video later on about the history of the property. I'll show you a bit of the coast path. But this is Clavell Tower. I'll show you the walk up as well, because it's quite an interesting walk up to get to the property from where you got to park. But this is a lovely one, this is. Just thought I'd add a bit about the history of Clavell Tower, mainly the smuggling that used to go on around here. So I got the history album out from the Landmark Trust, and it says Clavell Tower, contraband and coastguards. Today's coastguard service has its origin in the battle against the smuggling of contraband. In 1760, 800 items were liable for customs duty. By 1810, 1,300 had been added, resulting in the smugglers' golden age. The Napoleonic Wars only increased the black market for French luxuries like lace, silks and brandy. But goods came from other countries too, such as thousands of gallons of gin from Holland and tea, linen, glassware, paper and rum. Brandy was such a favourite that it even gave its name to Brandy Bay, next to Kimmeridge. Smuggling had long been a problem at Kimmeridge, just as it was the length of England's south coast, and King George's men would have patrolled its cliffs as well as its coastguards. The row of coastguards cottages in Kimmeridge was built in 1829 by the Customs and Excise Service to assist the ongoing battle against smuggling as much as for the good of sailors. And I think, I don't know if you can see it over there, I think that's the row of cottages they're on about. According to an old smuggler employed by Thomas Hardy's father as a servant, smugglers worked hard for their ill-gotten gains. Most worked in the fields all day and then had to stagger for miles across fields with 2 45-pound kegs thumping on chest and back. The old man told Hardy that breathing in this condition was difficult and that many smugglers were deformed for life, but they got 10 shillings a night, more than they could earn in a week, and took home a measure of tea and a bottle of brandy, and were often given a hot meal too, so the risks were well worth it. The coastguards built a station at Warbarrow Headland to dominate the heavily used smuggling point. They often fretted about the plentiful supply of seamarks on this stretch of coastline. from which smugglers took their bearings. Clavell Tower may have been an unwitting aid in this, for as late as 1840, long after the establishment of the coastguard, a local smuggling gang were manhandling kegs up Gag Cliff above Brandy Bay, using long hauling ropes, after which the kegs were hidden in the bracken while the coastguard patrol passed on its way back to the station at Warborough. There is a tale that once a patrol came along and found the concealed kegs. An old and experienced smuggler told his mates he knew that the chief officer gave his men their orders at a spot near a bridge over a stream that cut into the cliffs near the flagstaff outside his house. So he followed the guards, crawled under the bridge, and heard the orders on the direction of the coastguard's return. He was able to warn the smugglers, who each grabbed a couple of kegs and made their escape. Anyway, I won't go on too much, but I find smuggling and all that quite interesting, especially being brought up in Cornwall, and there's loads of history of smugglers and that in Cornwall. So I just wanted to add that onto the video. And these open fires, there's one in here and one in the kitchen, but you can't use them. So you got to rely on I think it's night storage heaters, which aren't too bad, but I'm not here on my own, so my missus, she says it's quite cold, but I don't tend to feel the cold like that, so this one probably isn't as warm as most of them are. But when you live in a van with no heating, no insulation or nothing, you kind of get a bit more used to the cold. But yeah, so this one's not as warm as most of them. And in these drawers, I forget to say this, but a lot of the properties, they got lots of jigsaws and board games and cards and dominoes and all sorts of things to do. They've usually got some kind of kids like activity pack as well, but not so sure if they've got the kids one here because it only sleeps 2 people. Oh, there's another 2 people walking by because you're right on the coast path. I think I'll go take a walk down the coast path myself. Might not be so lucky with the weather in the coming days. So, thanks for watching. Click subscribe and follow my journey as I go to loads more of these historical properties. See ya. Right, well, here's the parking space for Clavell Tower, which, yeah, you could get 2 cars in there, but my van, well, it was just rubbing down both hedges and I couldn't get right in really, so I've parked there instead and left a note on the dash. But I think it's alright just to park anywhere in the car park really if you're a Landmark Trust guest. So I've left it there, which is next to the public toilets, and the directions they send you for Clavell Tower says your parking space is on the right, and you've got a code for the padlock on it. So I'll show you the walk up to the property from where you got to park your car. I love it, I think it's great. This is the beginning of the holiday, this is a good bit, but this would put a lot of people off. I've come with my missus and she hates it. I ran up there in about a minute and it took her about 10 minutes. It's not the easiest walk up, I must admit, especially if you've got any health issues or mobility issues or anything like that. But Landmark Trust do write that down on the information they send you about this property. So here we go then, you start at the bottom of these steps and then you go up. And up and up. It's not too bad though actually. I mean, a lot of the coast path is a lot worse than this, especially when I've walked around the coast path of Cornwall and that. The steps are way steeper and go on way longer than this. Here's an information board about Clavell Tower and the work they did and all that. The history of the property in the area. And landmarks say it's really exposed and to be really careful and all that, but it's not really. You've got to hedge both sides of you. It's only hard because you're just constantly going up. Coming down is easy. I'm 46 and I ran down it in about, I don't know, less than 30 seconds. But yeah. You got great views as well. Even better views from the property, which is just there. I do like the remote ones that are out on their own. I don't know why I'm running. I can't run. I can walk all day, but I can't run for 2 seconds. Whew. Here we go then. Going down is a lot easier than coming up. And that's the property, Clavell Tower. This really is a lovely spot, this is. I do like this one a lot. And I think that's that row of cottages down there I was trying to show you earlier, that the coastguards or custom and excise built. Right. Since the summer of 1830, Clavell Tower has stood sentinel on this wild and open stretch of the Dorset coast. It was built by a 70-year-old clergyman, the Reverend John Richards Clavell, who in 1817 unexpectedly inherited the Smedmore Estate on which it stands. Why he built the tower is not recorded. It has served as both folly and seamark ever since. The young Thomas Hardy used the tower as a frontispiece for his Wessex Poems and courted his first wife, a local coastguard's daughter, here. The coastlines geology is both its glory and a threat. It is a World Heritage Site, but the Kimmeridge shales erode rapidly and without remedy. By 2002, Clavell Tower, left empty and increasingly derelict since the First World War, was perilously close to the edge of the crumbling cliff. Radical measures were needed if it were not to be lost forever. We considered all the options, but the only feasible way to save the tower was to dismantle it and re-erect it on sounder footings away from the cliff's edge, carefully positioned to capture as many of its original sight lines as possible. The result is at least as elegant as the original and has saved from oblivion a well-loved landmark, known to many who have walked the southwest coastal path. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Go walk the coast path. See ya. I've just set off from Clavell Tower, and you got the coast path right on your doorstep. Yeah, this is awesome, this is beautiful. I'm used to walking coast paths as well. I walked around the whole of Cornwall, the Cornish coastal footpath. That was a few hundred miles, camping and all that as I went. I love things like that. You've got to get outdoors, ain't you, and get back to nature sometimes, get away from the madness of the towns and the cities. Just does your head in, and get away from technology and all that as well. That's why I got Scotland so much. Climbing the Munros, and yeah, I've done 42 of them so far. Being in nature. Love it. Does your mental well-being so much good as well. Can't stand being stuck in the cities. Probably only got about another hour odd of sun and that'll be gone, so I can get forecast rain tomorrow, so I think I might go for a quick wander for a few miles, make the most of it. I think it's warmer at night time than it is in the daytime out here. I just thought I'd add on the end of the video, this is the original footings of the building that they dismantled before putting it up again, just over there. Might not look like they've moved it much, but I reckon it should last another 200 years now. But the cliffs are certainly eroding constantly. I just witnessed that myself, going for a walk around the coastal footpath here. I'll share a separate video on that as well. Walked to Chapman's Pool Beach, and I give a little talk on mental health and various other things on my walk there. But yeah, they've just moved over there, so doesn't look like they moved it very far, but they know what they're doing. About 200 years they reckon it will last there before it needs to be decided what to do next. Anyway, thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next trip.